Have you ever heard of a dancing mania that lasted for months? Neither had I until recently. In July of 1518, a woman identified only as Frau Trophia began dancing in the streets of Strasbourg, Germany. She danced all day and all night, seemingly without stopping. And while this might seem like an oddity, it was actually the start of one of the weirdest outbreaks in history. Within days, hundreds of people joined her in what would become known as the Dancing Plague. The dancers came from all walks of life, from noblemen to servants, and they danced non-stop for weeks. At first, the general attitude towards the dancers was one of amusement, even celebration. People gathered to watch them, and some even joined in. But as the dancing continued and people began to get injured, the mood shifted. The city's leaders grew concerned as the number of dancers continued to rise. By mid-August, there were over 400 of them. They were getting thinner and weaker from exhaustion, and their behavior was becoming more and more erratic. Some reports say that the dancers fell into a trance-like state and didn't seem to feel pain when they injured themselves. Others say that they started to foam at the mouth and make animal noises. Authorities tried everything they could to stop the dancing plague, but nothing worked. The dancers were ordered to stop, but they couldn't or wouldn't. They were locked up in an abandoned church, but they danced inside that too. The plague seemed to be spreading, and Strasbourg was in panic. By September, over 1,600 people were dancing, and the entire city was in chaos. People were dying from exhaustion, starvation, and injuries. The authorities finally resorted to desperate measures. They invited two men who were skilled in combating demonic possessions, one of whom was a barber surgeon. That didn't help. Finally, after 4 months, the dancing plague came to an end as suddenly as it had begun. Most of the dancers simply collapsed from exhaustion and were taken to hospitals. The plague had claimed over 150 lives and left many others severely injured. There are many theories as to what caused the dancing plague, but no one knows for sure. One theory is that it was a mass psychogenic illness, meaning that it was a physical illness with psychological symptoms. This is supported by the fact that the symptoms started and stopped abruptly, and that there were no deaths before or after the outbreak. Another theory is that it was a form of mass hysteria. This is supported by the fact that the outbreak occurred in the 16th century, a time when religious fervor was high and people were very superstitious. It could have been triggered by something as simple as a rumor or a joke. Yet another theory is that it was an outbreak of encephalitis lethargica, also known as the sleeping sickness. This is a rare disease that causes the brain to become inflamed. Symptoms include fever, headache, and seizures. In severe cases, it can cause death. However, there is no evidence to support this theory. What do you think caused the dancing plague? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an upload. I'll see you next time.